Good evening. Hope everybody is doing well. Well, I did the best I could on keeping up with stuff today. The convoy was kind of hard really to kind of keep up with. For one, there are multiple live streamers that were there that have left. So there's not as many streams to choose from. Today there wasn't really an official convoy. They were told if they wanted to go out, that's perfectly fine. But there wasn't really an official convoy. So there's a lot of, details being worked out and stuff like that because they are heading out on Thursday. So, that is what the word is, that they're going to be heading out on Thursday. I was a little concerned this morning, because I always try to catch the morning meeting and the evening meeting. And, Mike Landis was MIA this morning, and I still don't know where he was, but, they couldn't find him, and he wasn't there. So, don't know what was up with that. He might have just slept in or something. Who knows? But Brian is still spending time with family, and I guess trying to get a couple runs done, so he's got money. And they are heading out on Thursday. So they're getting everything ready. There has been, hang on, got a couple things for show and tell here. This was an official release put out today. It says tentative route back to California. Hagerstown, Maryland. The People's Convoy will depart from Hagerstown, Maryland on Thursday morning, March 31st, 2022, and will head west toward California. We have an opportunity to help raise awareness and hopefully stop some very atrocious bills before they become laws. We went over those bills yesterday. Pardon me. For those that don't know, you could go back to yesterday's show. I believe we did. Anyway, it continues to say this mission directly aligns with what the People's Convoy stands for and is fighting against, said Mike Landis, a co-organizer. Law first passed in California tends to spread to other states, and that's a fact. The first destination for the People's Convoy in California will be the Defeat the Mandates rally on April 10th in Los Angeles, where convoy co-organizers will be speaking. Following the rally, the convoy will go to the California State House in Sacramento to protest the 10 objectionable COVID-19 bills that are up before the legislature, referenced in detail in the press release yesterday that I went over. Hearings are getting scheduled for these bills over the next 2 weeks, and we know it is much easier to stop this horrible legislation before the vote rather than after. We will raise awareness doing what we do best, rolling on the highway, said Landis. The People's Convoy will return to D.C. area on the third cross-country journey that will be announced after the mission to Sacramento. Specific details regarding routes, rally points, and overnight stays will be provided on a daily basis. The map below is a tentative route that the People's Convoy will use to get to California. So, and they do have a map outlined here with the route that they intend to go. Those in my area will be out of luck. They will not be heading back through on 70. I don't believe. That map is kind of a little bit blurry and far away, but I don't know. No, they're going way south of us. I think maybe they're going maybe through Louisville, Kentucky, maybe. Or they might even be south of that. I'm not sure. So anyway, that's the tentative route. And then this was just put out a little bit ago by Chris Young on their official Facebook page. And it says here, People's Convoy has already started to have an impact on the unconscionable COVID legislation in California. Los Angeles Times, one of the most far-reaching vaccine mandate bills in California will not move forward. The move comes as a group of truck drivers protesting COVID-19 mandates around Washington, D.C., has set its plans to head to California to oppose vaccine legislation in the Golden State. AB 1993 is among the bills to be listed on the People's Convoy website that the group plans to protest when it arrives in California. This here. Let me go ahead and just read the entire thing here. One of the most far-reaching vaccine bills introduced in the California legislature this year will not move forward as planned after the proposal to require workers to be inoculated against COVID-19 was shelved on the eve of its first hearing. Citing improved conditions. Now, I'm going to stop there for a moment. Shelved. Remember that. I have a feeling that that's not going to be good enough. And nor should it be good enough. It needs to be more than shelved. It needs to be shit-canned. Citing improved conditions and opposition from public safety unions, Assembly member Buffy Wicks said she would hold Assembly Bill 1993, which would have required employees and independent contractors to be vaccinated against COVID-19 as a condition of employment unless they have an exemption based on a medical condition, disability, or religious belief. And it says here, and this is highlighted, the move comes as a group of truck drivers protesting COVID-19 mandates around Washington, D.C. has set its plans to head to California to oppose vaccine legislation in the Golden State. AB 1993 is among the bills listed. Oh, okay, this is what I did read earlier that was quoted. So, anyway, I don't think this is, I'm not saying that this isn't a win. This is absolutely a win. But I don't think that that's going to be enough. I think that it needs to be completely done away with, as well as the other 9. So, but no matter what, it is a win because they're paying attention, and they are reacting. They are reacting. So let's see how this goes. Brian went live a couple of times today and did videos. In which I watched, and, I did live videos, and, he was kind of explaining what his plans are and stuff like that. I do believe, in the time being, he's doing the family time and getting these, loads ran that he needs to get done, and then I want to say he's going to go to D.C. I don't know how long he's going to be there, but, as far as I know, he intends to meet up with the convoy in California, as far as I know. So that's if I understood what he was saying today correctly. That's what his plans are. He wanted to heavily emphasize, and I think this is important, and this is our downfall. This is something that we need to work on as community, I guess. When I say that, I mean the citizen. We tend to grab onto one person, you know what I mean? And we want them to be the lead, and we don't like anything to change from that. And so I think a lot of people are having a hard time adjusting to this. And Brian is emphasizing, hey, here's the thing. All these missions need to be done. There needs to be convoys around D.C. There needs to be convoys going to California. There needs to be convoys going to, I'm sure, many states that if they haven't already, they plan to put in some type of draconian legislation. So, like Brian said, multiple convoys is a good thing. We need this. We need this. We need as many convoys as we can get going. And I get it. I completely get the logic behind that. Remember, early on in this, I said that chaos would work to our advantage. And when I said chaos, I wasn't meaning anything harmful or anything like that. I mean just multiple convoys. Multiple. Because there's no way that they're going to be able to keep up with all of them. And remember, it's not about breaking laws. It's not about doing anything illegal or anything like that. You know, it's about civil disobedience. It's essentially about being a thorn in their side, legally and peacefully. That's what it's about. And that is much more easily obtained when you've got a lot of distractions. So we'll see how this goes. It could get very, very interesting. Now, on Facebook, by the way, let me go back over there. On Facebook, if you type in, well, let's do California. If you type in the people's let's do the People's Convoy. It's hard for me to type 5 miles away. And let's do California. I wanted to do one that I hadn't done yet, you know what I mean? Let's see if it comes up. You're kidding me. Oh, let me try, where is it? Groups. Here we go. Bam. The People's Convoy Official California. So that's all you got to do. Put in the People's Convoy Official and then your state. And that is how you find your individual state on Facebook. It's just as simple as that. Okay? And it'll have this picture here, and it will be formatted like this in the title. So, because I'm sure there's many groups for probably just about all the states. So, but that's how you can find your particular state on Facebook. So, I wanted you guys to be aware of that. Get in there and organize. You know, if somebody's in there doing it up, organizing, get with them, see if you can help, whatever, you know, do what you can. This is hopefully going to get interesting. So, hopefully, this gets interesting, and the nonsense over with Russia doesn't. Speaking of that, I want to talk to that for a little bit, and then we'll get to headlines and stuff. I'm not going to spend a bunch of time tonight either. I don't see really the point. I don't have a lot to bring to you, and I don't want to sit here and keep, like I said yesterday, I don't want to keep rubbing stuff like, it seems like fear-mongering to me. If I sat there and go through all the headlines that I could, you know, feel was important enough to talk to you about, that's essentially what it is. In the end, regardless of how detailed or not with that information that I get with you in the here and now, what's important is where we are at the end of all of that information. And I'm telling you, you might want to have your damn helmet right next to you. If you don't have it on, you might want to have that helmet right next to you at all times. But I would say before long, we certainly want to put on the damn helmet. Because it is a little stupid. But the good thing is, there is some good news, I think. It does seem like tensions could be ever so slightly calming down between Russia and Ukraine. I'm not saying a lot. I'm not saying everything's all good and roses and all of that. But there seems to have been at least some decency exchanged. Where will it go? I don't know, because I say that. I also remember in the headlines that supposedly Ukraine hit some ammo depot or something like that in southern Russia with a missile. I I wasn't there. I don't know. So I don't know. And again, the timing of that, I don't know. I don't know if that happened actually before their last meeting or not. But I do know that there are a lot of other things that do show reason for concern. There's a lot of talk. You probably heard it on the different channels. There's a lot of talk right now about how Russia, or about how Putin is in a bunker right now, and I couldn't tell you if that's true or not. I have no idea. I know there has also been talk about 2 top officials that also have been kind of MIA for a bit. And Shogu or whatever is one of them, and Gerasimov or whatever is the other guy. I know I'm getting those names wrong, but you probably, well, at least you might have an idea who the hell I'm talking about. Anyway, those 2 cats are missing and have been, I guess, for a little bit. From my understanding, and this is from just listening to what Tim Pool has to say on the matter, it takes those 3 cats, Putin and those other 2 people, Shogu and Geraldo, whatever, not Geraldo, but whatever. Can I call him Geronimo? No, I can't get away with that. Gerasimo or whatever his name is. Anyway, so supposedly it takes all 3 of those to initiate a launch. So, and I'm not saying anything to that. I'm not saying that that's what I'm expecting or anything. I'm going to be honest. I have no idea what to expect right now. I don't. I can't sit here and tell you with confidence that, oh, we're not going to nuke it out. I can't do that. I don't know. I'd like to think that we're not going to, but that's just as much as hoping and wishing, right? I don't know. I don't know how this is going to go down. I do expect if it does evolve into a world conflict, I do expect at least some nuclear exchange, even if it's limited, even if with its, just tactical nuclear weapons, even limited exchanges on military facilities. I do expect to see some level of it. I think we'd be naive to think otherwise. But again, I'm talking about tactical nuclear weapons, not nuclear weapons that's designed to have any long-lasting, really negative effects like all the fallout and stuff like that. They're tactical weapons. They're typically not big, not super big, but big enough to, say, take out a military installation or something like that. And I'm sure people in the very near vicinity won't be feeling too well. But, it's not like one of the super big bombs that they used to all race to build, of the past. I think that a lot of that, for the most part, I really don't think that these leaders and these militaries, and again, maybe this is, again, normalcy bias or whatever, but I have a hard time thinking that there are people that really want to unleash 100 megaton bomb on, a city's population. Now, I'm sure there's some full-blown wackaloons out there, but I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about somebody with an actual mental illness. Anybody in their right mind really would not want that. And to do it repeatedly to city after city after city, I don't think anybody wants that. So Not even the military-industrial complex. Because what are you doing it for? What's the end goal? There really is no good end goal for any country in a massive nuclear exchange. So I don't know that it would ever go that far. I'm not saying that no cities would be taken out, because I do suspect maybe one or two larger cities might. And I'm just telling you my opinion. I'm not a prophet. My crystal ball, like I've told you, it's broken. Amazon wouldn't return it. I'm so pissed. Anyway, no, I can't tell you. Nobody else can. But we're not in a good situation. And the best we can hope, and I've been saying it, is that the situation simmers down between Ukraine and Russia. As long as that happens and there are no false flags, then I will expect that at least the military tensions will ease, and eventually other tensions, the diplomatic, economic, stuff like that, may not go away, but they'll ease. Now, do I really think that's what we're in for? No. And again, that's my opinion, and I'm just being honest with how I feel. I think there's a whole lot more where that came from. I don't, like I've said, I'm not even going to try to assume what Putin has planned. I have no clue. I didn't even think he would go as far as he did. But I also don't know what Xi Jinping has planned. I do know what they've been saying, and that's just as concerning as what's been going on between the U.S. and Russia. So I look at that as well. I have no idea where we're headed next. I don't know if tensions will escalate with Taiwan. You know, there again, tensions between Iran and Israel could flare up, as well as North Korea and South Korea. Things have shown signs that they may not be so well. I believe the U.S. right now, I think I covered this in headlines last night, the largest ever military drill with the Philippines. That's just now kicked off. So, there's a lot going on. A lot of chess pieces on the board. I don't know what to expect. My advice: keep on doing what you can to get ready, to get prepared, and do what you can to get involved with these convoys. Any way that you can. Any way that you can. Even if it's just on a level of moderating for, whatever. I don't know if they would allow a whole lot of that. I'm sure these groups are going to be pretty tightened down because they have to be. In order to ensure that the groups aren't going to get taken down by Facebook, they have to really, really, really clamp down on the groups. I know in the official, the People's Convoy group, the only post that anybody can comment on is the most recent one. They turn off commenting on all prior posts. And that way they've only got one post that they have to monitor to keep all the spam, the scams, all of that stuff out of, because they can make a post, and I mean, I don't know if it's scripts, I don't know if it's like, bots, but I mean, it's immediate. All of the different spam and scams and stuff like that start hitting the comments. I mean, it is immediate. And these people don't know that they're about to make a post. It's very random whenever they do make a post. So anyway, that's why they do that way. Or the state group's going to work like that? I can't tell you. I don't know. I don't know how all that's going to work out. I almost suspect that it will. They're doing that not to silence people. They're doing that in order to ensure that they don't get silenced. Because it would suck to have something huge organized and set up, and right before things go down, boom. So that's why they have to clamp down on these Facebook groups to make sure that nobody gets the page taken down, or the group. And that's understandable. I understand that. I've done moderation and administration for a real long time. I get it. It's not violating people's free speech, but they have to do it so that they can keep their quote unquote free speech. It's crazy, but it's their house. You got to follow their rules. That's all there is to it. Anyway, I'm gonna run through headlines and mosey on out of here. Have a drink of coffee. Or 2 or 5 or 10, I don't know. I may just kick back and drink this whole damn cup and say hell with it. Nah. I mean, it sounds good, but fun times. All kinds of news starting off that kind of frustrates me. Only for purely selfish reasons. Let me add to that. Unrealistic and selfish reasons. I wanted to be very clear on that. I'll get to that in a moment. How about now? Nah, wait. So right off the bat, and these are all headlines that I started putting out this morning, Pentagon wants to scrap dozens of F-22 fighter jets. What in the hell? Dozens. Okay, well, 3. Give me 3, right? Because I'm probably gonna like bash one into the side of the hangar or something. So give me 3, because one to bash into the side of the hangar, and then one is none. You know the drill. So I need 3 F-22 fighter jets, and we'll figure out a place to park them. Anyway, so that takes care of 3 of them. You don't have to go through the whole, decommissioning and all of that. You can just leave the weapon systems on them, and I'll take care of that. And then this next one, ex-president faces extradition to the U.S. Well, that's probably bad news for him. And then Canada, Trudeau, to buy F-35 fighter jets. And that got me thinking. I probably need at least a couple F-35 fighter jets as well. So Trudeau, he'll pick up the tab for me. 3 F-22s and 2 F-35s. And I still haven't taken delivery on the damn F-15 you told me that I needed to have. So that would be, what? We're at 6 planes? So, yeah, just park them across the street. The neighbor won't mind. Anyway, that would be cool. Although I don't think they would fit. Okay, I'll stop being stupid and I'll continue on. Russia-Ukraine peace talks underway in Turkey. Impossible to sanction Russian gold, financier tells RT. Pacific nation defends security deal with China. UK's trust to visit India amid Russia concerns. Speaking of flying, I'm going to have to do that this weekend. I started to last weekend. There was another update, and I did the update. I got in the Hawk and flew it a little bit, and everything went fine. And then I hopped in the F-35, and I got a little bit off the runway, and damn sim crashed to the desktop. And usually when that happens, I'm like, hell with it. I close everything down, and whenever I open it again, I do. So I didn't. That was it. I was done. But I may have to make a point to... I know how to fix that, by the way, crashing to the desktop. If it does it again, I know what the problem is. I know how to fix it. So that was an issue, unfortunately, for a scarce amount of people. That was an issue, and there's a HUD display that you have to swap out, and as long as you swap out that HUD display, you're good. So, okay, enough of that. Where am I at? Top global chip maker unveils Russia plans. Ukraine accuses Red Cross of working for the enemy. A game-changing antibiotic could save millions, says study. Now, we're going to back up a second. I just want to point out that it's not like Russia accusing the Red Cross of working for the enemy. Remember, according to our government and media, we're supposed to be cheering for Ukraine. Okay, it is Ukraine accusing the Red Cross of working for the enemy, meaning Russia. So, I'll let you sit on that. Legislators vote on Peruvian president's fate. Chinese firms look to cash in on Western exodus from Russia, says media. U.S. senators propose plan for seized Russian assets. Metropolitan Police issue 20 fines over lockdown breaching parties in Downing Street. Moscow reveals number of foreign mercenaries killed in Ukraine. Russia will not give away gas for free, says Kremlin. Russia, there's a bunch of countries that are saying, no, we're not going to pay for our fuel in rubles. And I'm thinking if they're buying it from Russia, they're damn well pay for it in whatever Russia wants them to pay for it in, or he'll turn the damn thing off. I'm pretty sure. And so this is why I've been, like I've been talking the previous nights, I really think there's going to be a nasty, nasty energy crunch in the EU. And I think it's going to be as a result of all of this. We'll see. If things simmer down and calm down between Russia and Ukraine, then maybe a lot of it can be avoided. Again, I can't tell you what the future holds. I do know that there's still posturing going on by Russia and NATO. And when I say that, when I say posturing, I don't mean in the, in the old sense where it was just something, I don't know, just what they did. It's how they acted. This isn't like that. This is definitely, this is serious Cold War stuff. And so I would watch it very, very closely. Russia to drastically cut military activity near Ukrainian capital. And then, by the way, if Russia does cut off energy supplies to the EU or other, areas, that's going to put a lot of stress on diplomatic relations as well. So, who knows who might kick something off given enough pressure, I mean, if you don't have enough fuel, energy, to be able to keep your citizens taken care of, there's going to be problems. So, again, it's hard to say where this is going to go. NATO divided on military aid for Ukraine, says media. Russia's top negotiator comments on peace talks outcome. EU rejects Moscow's ruble for gas demand. And again, these countries are saying no. What's Putin going to say? Kiev calls on the world to ban Z. Like, I guess they mean the entire letter from everything. And I think they're on drugs. You're not taking my letter Z. Sorry. I only got 26 letters. You ain't getting any of them. Ukraine wants Russian climbers banned from Himalayas. Number of French that agree with Moscow on Ukraine revealed. How do you ban a letter? That's really gonna screw things up, isn't it? How do you even do that? EU threatens to block Russian oil supplies to Serbia. That's it. From now on, if there's any Z's in these headlines, I am not going to read them. I refuse. Ukrainian priest kidnapped by group of armed men, says reports. I hope to hell there's a Z. Ankara works with EU neighbors amid drifting naval mine alert. Italian official fired for supporting Russia. Damn it. Russia blames U.S. for massive cyber attacks. Damn it, Nosy. Top civilian commander at U.S. Air Base led child sex abuse ring. Oh, come on, there's got to be one there. No. Belgium, Ireland, and Netherlands expel Russian diplomats. Talking about headlines with a growing global conflict, and I'm sitting there making jokes about the letter Z. Macron goes on campaign trail, gets hammered over fuel prices. Russia sends Baltic diplomats home in tit-for-tat retaliation. Ruble shrugs off Western sanctions. China issues U.S. with containment warning. Biden used printed cheat sheet to answer questions on anti-Putin statements, says the media. Biden's cognitive decline is a national security risk, says Republican senator. UK reveals when Russia's sanctions might be lifted. 5 dead in Israel shooting. Asia is not a chessboard for major powers, China says. Macron says none to ruble gas payments, says the media. And again, what are they going to say about the gas? Ukrainian sources claim missile strike on Russia, says media. And again, I don't know where this plays in the timeline of the last time they talked. UN peacekeepers die in helicopter crash. Saudi Arabia announces Yemen ceasefire. And let me double check, but that might be it. It looks to be. There we go. Yay, fun times. So yeah, again, it does seem like there's some talk happening between Russia and Ukraine, but there certainly still seems to be a lot of tensions ongoing. Now, a lot of these tensions could ease up pretty quickly if Russia and Ukraine come to agreements, and by that, maybe Russia will lighten up on their demands for energy to be paid for with the ruble. Maybe they won't. If they won't, I think that's going to be a really big sticking point. And I really do think that that could be at least a big part of catalyst to go to war. And we'll see. We'll see. That, I mean, there's no two ways about it. If they only traded for energy in rubles, that would take a huge hit on the dollar. Huge. And would not be good. And I don't see the United States sitting back and not doing anything about that. They're not going to come right out and say, well, they caused our dollar to be massively devalued, so we're going to go bomb them. They're not going to say that. But that would certainly be a catalyst. That in and of itself, I would say another nation threatening the dollar's position as the world reserve currency would absolutely be a driver for the United States to go to war, regardless of anything else. So we'll see. That's all we can do is kick back, see, pray, hope for the best, and get prepared. And that's really all we can do. As I say, no matter how much you can, how little you can, we just we got what we have. If it happens tomorrow, well, guess what? We've got what we've got. Is that going to be enough? Who knows? We may not have even close to remotely enough. On the other hand, we might have plenty to be able to get us past whatever period of time we need until there's some type of supply chain, some type of production going on. Who knows? All we can do is try. Hell of a lot better than not trying at all. So anyway, I am going to get out of here and going to go do my duties as trash man and take the trash out. Relax the rest of the evening, and God willing, we'll be back tomorrow for yet another installment of Let's See What They Screwed Up Next. About all we can do. Anyway, I hope you all have a good evening. God willing, we'll be back tomorrow. I hope to see you then. As always, God bless you. We love you. Be one with your spirit. And shalom.